Welcome to today, 10th of November, on our 7th Women in Leadership Networking. I'm just going to bring up our guest speakers for today. I'm excited. I hope you're all happy. So let me just promote the speakers so that they can join us on the stage. And thank you so much for making time to join me today. I hope you're good where you are. I'm in Nairobi, Kenya. Most welcome. The weather is a bit hot at the moment. Yeah. And I'm looking forward to really being inspired by the speakers that we have today. And I guess that you too are going to be inspired. Today we mark the 7th Women in Leadership Networking Forum. I know it's marked Women in Leadership, but the topics we're going to cover will impact on your life, whether you're a woman, whether you're a man. I know we have a lot of audience who are also men. They want to hear, because these women we have as speakers are very, very inspiring. So I'm looking forward to having all of you interacting with them, asking them questions so that we can all learn. And this being the 7th, we have already hosted about 30. Up to today, we'll have hosted 30 speakers from the 100 women that we featured in March 2022. So you can imagine, we have featured 100 women. I'm so excited about today because it's a variety of knowledge that will be shared by the guest speakers today. And I'm excited because I'm also going to be learning. So please interact, ask questions. Let me first of all ensure that you can be able to ask your questions. And let me know if the sound is loud and clear. Open questions. Okay, I need to change that so that you can all ask the questions when you go. Yes. Now, all questions. Okay, so you can ask questions there. If the sound is not clear, please let me know before we start. This is called housekeeping to make sure that it's working, because other time we find that people are not able to chat, people are not able to do this and that. So the chat is open. And now the chat. Okay, I'm just checking and putting the settings right so that you can see. Please send a message so that I see whether the settings are correct. I'm hoping that you are going to be learning a lot from our speakers today. So I will be bringing on stage the first speaker. And before we do that, I want to be sure that the sound is loud and clear. So if the sound is loud and clear on your side, please just text there and I'll be able to know that it is okay. Is the sound loud and clear? At least a message, okay? I can see a message. I'm just putting in some information so that we are all together. So most welcome once again to today. Yes. Yeah, the sound is nice. Welcome, all of you. Welcome to today's session. Happy to host you all. And I'm happy also to be here with you as I will be learning. Please don't assume, I'm also going to be learning as you learn. As I get to learn and hear the stories from these inspiring ladies from all over the continent. So most welcome to today. Just putting in some information so that we can bring up our speakers. And thank you so much for finding time to join me. I'm so happy. This I don't take for granted. And I'm sure that whatever they have to say to us, it's going to be beneficial to our life. Welcome to the 7th Women in Leadership. I am Winnie Kamuya, CEO International Renaissance Center, the founder of Women in Leadership Forum in Africa. We've had this forum since 2005, and those are many years, as you will get to know from one of the speakers. And I'm glad that you are here. And 2022 is very special to me and very special to us in our organization because we featured 100 inspiring women from the continent of Africa. So I'm so glad to have the speakers coming from those inspiring ladies. We have to learn, we have to get some inspiration, some motivation from their stories. I'll not say much about their stories. They will tell us themselves. So are you ready for this moment? If you're ready for this moment, please let me see from the messages and say, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready. Yeah, I can hear sound is clear from Johannesburg here. Oh, okay, good, good, good. So our first speaker, and I will bring her on the spot so that she joins me. Ruth, you can unmute. Ruth, you can unmute. Ruth is our first speaker. Wow, she's there. So let me tell you, if this is not an exciting moment, I don't know what will be. And before even I introduce Ruth, who is based in Nairobi, Ruth, you can remove the background if it's making you blur. You can remove the background. Ruth has followed me. Yeah, just remove the background because we can't see you. I don't know. Let me see if I can help you with that. But I think you have to do it from your side. Okay. Yeah. Just remove the background and just have without a background.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay. Let me see. It's a bit. It's still very blurry.
Yeah, it's very blurry because there is a background, and I think you wanted to. Okay, go to your settings.
Okay,
go to your settings and just remove the setting from there on your video.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, just have no background or no blurry, just leave it open, then you will be visible. So let me tell you something about Ruth before I introduce her as she gets ready. This lady has followed me for, I think, since 2016. And she sent me emails. I didn't even know who she was. And she kept on sending emails without stopping. How is it? Are you able? Just go to the settings.
Yes. I think that's better. Yeah, that's okay.
Just, okay. We can't yet see you. Yes, that's better. I think it's because there's too much light in your background. So Ruth has followed me since 2016. High five, Ruth. I know you've really written many emails to me, even before I could actually get the opportunity to speak to you, to feature you in March. And she followed, and she was always writing an email. And today, I think we are going to have an inspiring story from her. We are going to get to know her. We are going to learn a lot from her. Her name is Ruth Mwanzia. She's saved and born again Christian. She is the mass communication chapter representative of African Nazarene University Alumni Association. She's an entrepreneur, a mentor, a business coach, a consultant, a motivational speaker. She's also a judge of the top 40 under 40 African competition this year. I think that was this 2022 business. She is in manufacturing industry, water purification, and water treatment. Is it Cola Water Cola Cares? They provide safe products to safeguard against corona. They have hand sanitizers, hand wash, masks, cola, healthy drinks. They make healthy drinks healthy smoothies, and they care about your health. Afric-Biz, I think that's how you pronounce it, Academy. They offer mentorship, business coaching, consultancy to the youth and startups. Ruth, that's a whole mouthful of what you do. And I'm excited to finally get to hear this story.
Okay.
Because I believe you have so much and you're doing so much. And at 40, you're doing so much. Let me ask you a question. Before all this happened, because one of the things that happen when people read or hear such a big profile, they get scared. Was it like this when you were younger? And welcome. Your sound?
Yes, yes. Oh, so thank you so much. I'm very honored and very humbled to actually be part and parcel of this. And yeah, I'm so grateful. And also to be featured along these other successful ladies. And also, yeah, keep up with the good work with the IRC. I always read the email, the email magazines and all that. And thanks for recognizing women and celebrating them. That means like so much. So I'm really grateful. I don't know if you had asked a question before, so I would love to just, maybe you can repeat what you had said. I didn't get it very well. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes,
I asked the question.
Yes.
Because you have a big profile. And when somebody meets somebody with a big profile, they think your life was always like this. Was it like this before? Did you have a dream, a big dream that would lead you to all what you are doing?
No, think. Yes.
So what happened to your life that made you have the desire to be, you are a mentor, you are a coach, you are an entrepreneur, you are even in manufacturing? What triggered that? Or what inspired you towards that? Maybe that's a simpler question. Your sound? Is it your sounds? Is it your sound or you're frozen? Okay, she's frozen. You're frozen, Ruth. I'm not sure whether you can hear me. Okay. Okay, she's been kicked out of the meeting. We'll give her 1 minute to see if she'll be brought back to the meeting. In the meantime, yeah, you can just put in the chat where you are coming in from, so that at least you can get your recognition from where you are. And welcome once again. We are giving Ruth 1 minute to get back to the meeting. I think she's been kicked out of the meeting. Welcome. You can feel free to just say hello from wherever you are. It's the only way to interact with other people. Say hello from where you are. Let me see. She has been removed from the meeting. I don't know how. I think she'll join us again. Let's hope she's somewhere where there is internet. But welcome once again to today. And I hope that you are going to get inspired as well. Okay. She's back. She is back. Oh, you have been kicked out of the meeting. Welcome back, Ruth. You can unmute. You can unmute. You're still mute.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. There was some internet disconnection. I'm sorry about that. So yes, I think I had your previous question. If it's always been rosy, but yes, I would say this far it's actually by the grace of God. It's just it's not me. I wouldn't have done it if it wasn't for God or supportive partners along the way. Yes, so yeah, so for me, maybe, yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, but you can just make the sound a bit. Just increase your sound. Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Oh.
Or you can you can just stay near the mic so that they can hear you loud and clear. But for me, I can hear you, but I don't know.
I'll do.
Okay.
I will do that.
Yeah.
I will do.
Are you connected to the? Are you connected to the Wi-Fi or cable? Are you connected to the Wi-Fi or the cable?
So great. Yes.
You are going on and off. You are going on and off on your side?
Yes, I'm connected to the Wi-Fi cable, but I can actually use phone instead of
Okay.
Okay, no problem.
Okay.
Just give me a few minutes. Sorry.
Okay. Just join in from your phone, or you put a hotspot.
Yeah.
You can also put a hotspot on your phone and use that for your laptop so that it's working good. Yeah. Welcome, Hope. You're saying you are coming from Beijing Road, Syokimau. Welcome. And thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for joining us. And I hope that the sound is loud and clear. We give 1 minute so that the sound from our side can be better. I think when it's much better, when it's clear, then everybody can get inspired and can hear what the speaker is saying. I know every speaker has got something that we can take home and something very unique about what they do or how their life has changed from who they were before to who they are today. And that is really very important for us to get more information, because inspiration comes from learning what these people have done in their lives that has made their lives the way it is. And for that reason, I like to hear from the horse's mouth so that it's not myself telling you. You can hear from them what they've been through, what they have overcome, if they have overcome anything. You can get to know who they are, what they do. They will give us a better version of that story than myself. So let me bring back and maybe add to the.
Hello?
Yeah, I think the sound, yes. I think maybe the sound will be better there. You can just have your earphones and then I'm sure the sound will be much better from there.
Okay.
Yes, I was just asking, was it like this when you are a bit younger? What inspired you to be an entrepreneur, a mentor, a business coach, a manufacturer? And at 40, you're a judge. What happened that made you decide or take that route? Is there something, or is it maybe parents? What is it that made you to get onto that road?
Hello, yes, I think that's a great question. Is my sound, can you hear me well?
Yes, for me, yes, yes. I can see some yeses.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. Okay. I just wanted to confirm. I just wanted to confirm that first.
Yeah.
So for me, as I've said, I grew up in the village. That's my kind of background. Another thing is that I always have this drive in me to just see a positive change in the society or to
The
be
sound clear.
included.
Just a minute. Just a minute. Is the sound clear? Please just type in the message if the sound is clear. Please let us know if the sound is clear from her. Yes. Okay. It's very clear. Okay. You can go ahead. Can go ahead.
Oh, okay. Okay, yes. So as I was explaining before is that for me, I grew up in the village. I didn't grow up in the city. So growing up in the village, I think has also shaped me to be the person that I am today. And one of the reasons why I decided to venture into the water industry is because I grew up in a small village in Kenya. It's called the Chondoni village. It's in Kitui town. That's the eastern part of it. And if you know that place, we actually experience semi-arid type of climate. Therefore, growing up experiencing a lot of drought, a lot of famine, and just walking long distances in search of water, that's something that really just also shaped me. And I kept on asking myself, what could I do as a person to really give back to the society? So and I kept on thinking about it. But when I was in college, it's when and then I got my internship, is when the vision really became so clear. And I was like, why don't I start a manufacturing company? And in that way, I'm able to supply at least people from my village with water and stuff. So that's why I ventured into my first business. Then the other ones were just born as a result. So I did this. We've done this business now close to 8 years, and I thank God for that. And also, the other ones that, as I've said, is that as I continued doing the business, then I got opportunities to mentor the youth, to speak to the youth, got a lot of media opportunities. Yeah, and why I actually signed up to be a judge is because I always want to support young African businesses. So yeah, just say it's because of I think my background at first, and also just really wanting to help and assist the community. That's why I ventured into those kind of businesses and to empower others as well. Yes, thank you.
Wow, that's really a mission. Like you're trying to solve the problem that you experienced in your life, and you thought that these people are experiencing the drought, they're experiencing no water. I need to get a solution for my community. And eventually you find yourself, you are in that industry.
Yeah.
When you were in the university, that is when it became so clear for you. Weren't you afraid that you didn't have the money? One, you didn't have the experience. Two, and you didn't know where to start. You are not afraid to join such an industry.
Of course, like, yes, I was afraid, but what made me like less afraid, because I believe that courage is still going ahead and doing something, even if you're stuttering, you're trembling. I believe courage is just, going on despite the fear, despite the doubt that you have. I believe that's what courage means. So for me, why I didn't have like maybe, yes, I had a lot of fear and a lot of doubt. But for me, when I talked to my father, because I come from a very close-knit family, then I shared with him this big idea. They didn't like reject the idea. So he was like, so have you done your research? Do you know how much the machinery costs? Do you know like the customers? Have you gone to the places where they like have these machines for purifying water? So him asking me those questions and him showing me so much support that it could be done. That gave me a lot of faith in it. And above everything, for me, just having absolute faith in God and believing it's God who's planted the idea in my heart, then I was like, you know what, let me just go ahead and, you know, and first share with my parents. And also encourage like the young people is that when you have an idea, yes, I know there's that point of just being so scared of sharing it, but sometimes sharing the idea with someone who's close to you, you know, as in it helps you build your confidence in a way, because you never know if they're going to be interested in it or if they're going to invest in it. So I would say don't be afraid of sharing the idea. Just pray about it, then share the idea with someone close to you. And then now, you know, start doing your research, your business plan, pole, and yeah, everything ends up working out as long as you trust God. That's what I would say. Yeah.
So in other words, just have the opportunity to share with somebody, and especially your parents, if you have your parents, the idea that you have. Even if you are afraid, you must have courage, because you still want to do whatever it is that has been put in your heart. And if you believe in what has been put in your heart, that this is what I want to do, you will still find somebody out there who can help you. Did your parents give you the money, or what did they give you so that you could still proceed, or did anyone give you the money?
So I would say also what also helped me was that I'm coming from a background where everyone in my family is an entrepreneur. So they actually understood the entrepreneurship journey and all that. So being, first of all, what my parents gave me was just a lot of love and a lot of support. When I shared the idea, they didn't like shun it away or tell me this is a crazy idea. But the fact that they were willing to embrace the idea the first time they shared gave me some little bit of confidence. So, and then also the other thing that I did, where I'm saying about my entrepreneurship background, is that my dad always used to tell me, like, you know, you need to save money for a rainy day. You always need to save something at the end of the day. So for me, also just having some savings, because when I was in college, I was still like maybe getting some pocket money from my parents and saving it, or just doing a few things and getting some money. So then, yes, that helped a lot. And also, yes, as I would say, is that, yes, my parents gave me some support. And also with what I had saved, we could manage to we started with a very small machine. Before, it's only in 2017 when I managed now to break even, the business could pay its own cost. That was because I began my company back in 2014. So in 2014, I invested everything I had in my machinery. I didn't even have any staff. I didn't have bottles. I just had the machine only, because I'd spent all my money there and stuff. So I had to ask my sister to volunteer for the first year and stuff. Then with time, I got to learn this is how you pack and all. What also helped me was at that process, and where I felt it was a divine call for me. Before I started my company, I had gotten a short stint of internship at a water company where they wanted me to do for them like communication. So the engineers taught me a little bit during my internship all about water purification and water technologies. So that helped me a little bit at the very beginning. So yes, so I would say my savings and my family support and a partner who came on board later on, it's what helped me like kick off my business. Yes.
Yeah. So you are saying your parents have helped you, you had saved some money,
Yes,
and you need to start small where you are. That is, they say, start where you are to go where you want to go. And then volunteer to learn from others who are already doing what you want to do. And then you can get people who can also volunteer to work for you.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Yeah.
That's really a lot of information. Guessing that people think that for somebody to have a factory or to go into such an industry, they need to do a lot of investment, so that you have all the machines, you have all the money, you can pay all the staff. It's not like that. You start where you are to get where you want to get. And here is a good example of how you can start with what you have. and use every knowledge that you get along the way to make sure that that knowledge will help you. So when you volunteered, in which
Yes.
case you are not paid, you went to work,
Yeah.
but at the same time, you applied
Yeah.
your mind to make sure that you learned as much as you could in the place
Yes.
where you were. And for you
Yeah.
to learn that knowledge, now you are able to use it where you are, and that is where you started. And because you didn't have
Yes.
all the funding, use your savings, ask your parents to help you, and then you looked for partners.
Yes. Yes.
At your age,
Yes.
how do you start talking to partners? Like when you were starting this, how do you talk to partners? Like we're supposed to be scared of talking to people, asking people for things. Was that really easy?
Okay, let me also explain something that also happened to me and how I managed for how that to happen is, you see, for me, I think also the other thing that I've come to realize, as long as you're walking in God's will for your life, He'll always provide the right people along the way. So I think for me that helped a lot, because also I remember, like at the beginning, yes, it's new. I approached one television station because at the beginning I checked my resources. I didn't really have money to advertise my business. As I've said that, I invested everything in the machinery, and I had to do a lot of marketing because this is a water product no one has ever heard of. This is, this is Cooler Waters. This is, this is just building a brand from scratch. So no one has ever heard of the name. How are they going to trust me and all that? So I remember I used to belong to an entrepreneurship group. And then I saw one day them posting, like, there's this opportunity to get interviewed by the mainstream media. That was KTN, actually. That was my first interview that I did with KTN. And I was like, you know what? Let me just apply, even if my business is small. And remember that time, I was actually housing my business in a servant quarter, like just in a 1-bedroom that I transformed to be my factory at first. So I kind of like, this media house, they're not coming to, they are expecting the company to be like really big, and I only have one staff with my sister. But I was like, you know what? I'm just going to have courage. I'm just going to trust God and have courage. So I wrote to KTN and I told them, you know what, I'm interested in being interviewed, because I was like, how do I push my brand out there? How do people know about this? How do I get the first 10 customers? So when I wrote to them, I didn't think they would respond. So after 2 weeks, they actually responded and asked me, like, where's your factory, the directions, can you send for us a few photos and stuff? So I just sent what I had. And imagine they came and it was there. I remember it used to be called, I think it used to be called the business show or something. So it was aired on mainstream TV. The show used to come at 8:30 p.m. So I didn't know that there are so many people who are watching that time. So a lot of people wrote to me, congratulations. Then from that picture, actually that's when I got my partners to come on board, because they had to see what was going on for them to actually want to invest in the business. So yeah, I would say that picture really helped me. And also now from just that one picture, other media houses now started like approaching me to just share my story. And I was like, it feels small, you feel great. And they're like, that's what inspires people. And also I was like, yeah, it's okay, then let's do it. Yeah, that's what I would say for me work. Yeah.
Wow. That's very courageous, I must say, because not a lot of people will actually approach, and especially the media, the national like media. It's very hard for them to cover, but if you're doing something, they will accept and they will come. And you are very courageous, I must say that, because not many young people can really have the courage and even to believe in themselves or what they're doing, so that they can see that this thing is a solution to a problem that is happening out there, and I can be one of the solution makers for this. So that was great, and congratulations on that. Now I want to ask you about this under 40, because how does one just decide, I want to be a judge? Again, I think this is a sign of leadership, because leadership means that you will go where others haven't gone. You create the the way for others to follow.
Yeah.
So out of the blue, you just said, I want to be among the judges of under 40. And then you went ahead and sent an application. You didn't know anyone, but you still put it.
I did not know anyone, to be honest. So what happened was,
please be writing your questions just a minute. Just be writing your questions. Don't get inspired and just keep quiet there. Ask her. She's here. Ask her. Ask her. You need to borrow her belief. You need to get her to give you the inspiration that you need to go and do the things you'd otherwise not do. She did it. She's here. Ask her the questions. Yes, go ahead, Ruth.
Oh, okay. So for me, the under 40, they had actually, because now my story, I have gotten featured. Apart, I did the KTN feature and all that. Then the other media houses have now done some local features and some international features as well, just sharing my story and all that. So now the under 40, they approached me, but they wanted me to be a participant, like to be one of the guys who are going to get rewarded the prize. Then I thought, this
they wanted you to be a participant. And
yes,
you wanted to apply to be a judge.
Yes, I wanted to be a judge because I thought this competition covers the whole of Africa. What chances do I stand to win, and yet I can be a judge and really learn from the participants, businesses and stuff. But first they had their own doubts because they're like telling me, like you're only 30, you're very young. The other judges are like 50 years and above. Then I told them, what, they need to have a youth on the table, because now they're actually awarding 40 under 40. They also need to have a young person on the table who also understands like the challenges that young businesses go through and who has been in the field. So I argued my way and I told them that the first time I want to be a judge, but for the next year competition, I will reconsider now being a participant of that, because I thought, wow, the whole of Africa, and then, your contest. So I was like, the chance that I stand and I don't want to miss this opportunity, then it's to be a judge. And in a way, I sent for them my CV, my profile, and they got convinced. So it's just God. Yeah, yes, that's how it works for me.
Wow, wow. Congratulations. That's really wonderful. That's so great, because that's a lot of inspiration. If you're not getting inspiration by somebody who is deciding to go against the wind, is it against the wind, to do something that people thought she's supposed to be a participant and she ends up being a judge. That's wonderful. That's very, very inspiring. And at the same time, it gives you a lot of motivation to move forward and even to be more confident, which is not very, very useful for a lot of people. You wouldn't be approached to be like a competitor, and then you request to be a judge and you are accepted because you have already put your case forward. We don't argue for ourselves. We don't believe in ourselves. So most of the time, we still doubt ourselves, even though we are doing the things that we are supposed to be doing. My other question is this, because you are now also like a mentor, besides being an entrepreneur. Talk about that. Who do you mentor?
Oh, okay. So the people I mostly mentor, they're the entrepreneurs at the idea stage. And why I do that is because, someone held my hand at the very beginning, and they pushed me not to really give up, even when I was so overwhelmed. Then I realized, what, like, these other people who are also coming up need someone to hold their hand and to
pause
just
right, just pause right there. Most of the times we think we know. We are even so afraid to ask somebody to hold our hand so that we can move and be who we are supposed to be. So you already went, asked somebody to get you to go along with you this journey. And now after it was done, you went back and now you want to get others so that you help them. Just go on. That's wonderful and very inspiring.
Thank you.
Yeah,
so these are just basically, like young entrepreneurs. You are just at the idea stage. You have this big idea. You don't know how to actualize it, And one thing that us young people, there's that fear Then there's also that, there's that lack of like capital. Then also you need the exposure for your business, because at first you don't have that marketing budget for, putting up like big billboards or putting up adverts on TV and stuff, because it's actually very, very costly for someone who's at the beginning. So for me, I come in just to encourage them that and show them, what, there's nothing that is impossible with God. It's actually very, very possible, and that they shouldn't like give up. So I share with them my story and my tips, and what I have learned along the way, and also how they can actually work with the mainstream media. There's something that I share with them, and sometimes they end up laughing, but it's usually very true. When I tell them like, all the features I've done, I've never like really paid for like any of the features that I have done, and those are both local and international. I've never spent a single cent. Like the only cent I spent was like maybe advertising something on the media, but I've never really spent, like I've never had really, So I usually share with them like, this is how to go about writing your brand story in a way that you can actually get this media attracted to feature you, because at the end of the day, they are looking for inspiring stories. The media is there hungry for information. You're hungry to be marketed. So why can't you also tap into this opportunity that is there and actually have your business featured and get known in that way? So there are ways you can still market your business without spending a lot of money that is stressful. But when you become a little bit, you start earning some money, then now you can put up an advert and stuff. So there are ways that I have gone through it, and then I'm able to help them by sharing my story and sharing what I have learned. Yes.
That's nice. That's nice. A lot of people, and that is why I think when we are doing these networking programs, giving you opportunity, and that's why I'm saying write your questions there, is that a lot of people assume that when you see a successful Ruth out there, you think that she woke up and found everything in place, not knowing it's been a journey. And when you talk about that journey, then people get inspired so that they can stop fearing, and so that they can start implementing what it is that they need to do, so that they can see what they have been desiring to do come into reality. And that is exactly what you did. So you also are a business coach and consultant. So
yes.
Yeah, can you talk a bit about that?
Yes. So, and first I would say, by the way, if you are also interested in business coaching and in and consulting, I also offer that. So I'm going to be having master classes and all that. So you can actually like DM me, or you can write on the chat box if you'd be interested in that. So next year, God willing, I'll be having some master classes on YouTube, so that you can actually subscribe and watch and see these videos. And also, we'll also be having one-on-one like coaching and stuff. So I already have a place. It's very quiet. It's a nice place where you can just have one-on-one coaching, one-on-one mentorship. So if you are really interested, you can also write that in the chat box, and I'll see how I can get to you. So this one now I offer it in a very personalized way, because I'm able to have time with you. I'm able to you are able to just tell me your story, where you're stuck, where you're struggling, and then I can see how I can be able to help you. So, and for me, it's just not about the money, but for me, it's about, passion, how to find, passion and purpose, fulfillment, and also to find, what God called for your life and stuff. And in that, through the classes that I teach, and then I also have some coaches on board who offer now the financial aspect, because for me, I'm not very good with numbers, but I'm very good with communications, public relations, market research. Yes, that's my field. But now when it comes to numbers, I call another consultant, and some accountants who will also help you. So if someone is interested in that, they can always subscribe to my YouTube channel. So I'll have some videos up next year, and then you can just subscribe and watch and get some help. Yes, that's basically about it. Yeah.
Wow. that's a whole another entire stream of revenue apart from the manufacturing. So that's like a whole set of something different.
Yeah.
Does that part also work with them, you being the motivational speaker? I think.
Yes. This one I just get invited like to schools and to churches to just, to just share the story, like my story with the youth, just to encourage them. And I would also say, I do want to share this. I'm an upcoming author, so I'll be releasing and launching my book early next year, God willing, if all goes well. So that will cover a lot about my story, and I think that will be able to just motivate someone and all that. So yes, I also do that. Like when you invite me to the school, I love working with the youth. I'll just come and share my story, hear from the students. Yes, that's basically about it. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's a lot. At your age, that's so much. That's so much legacy for your life. That's so inspiring. I don't know about the others. Really, okay. I must say it's too much at your age, and you're not stopping by the look of things. It's like you're still moving and to another destination. Only God knows. Yeah, I can see Liz is saying, glad to be here. Great inspiration, really great inspiration, because I'm looking at where you are, where you started, and I can see that the courage that you've had along the years has really been a lot, that there's no one who's been pushing you. It's just been yourself pushing yourself to go to greater heights. And also a lot of self-belief, self-esteem, self-confidence, which sometimes I think we lack. And we always are seeking that approval from somebody else instead of saying, I can do it. Just like hearing you saying that even though they thought you were supposed to be a competitor, you believed that you have what it takes to be a judge because you had gone through what was supposed to be done in terms of business for you to understand what they'll be looking at. And you expressed that interest and you got that position. So many times opportunities come, even when people are just suggesting the opportunities to us, and we just run away and leave, and which leaves us wanting in terms of, do I really deserve that position? Do I really have what it takes? And we are asking ourselves, and other people are seeing it in us. And hence, we lose the opportunities. You have done great. I don't know if there's anyone with questions. I don't know if I've really missed anything, because I think that is just too much in less than 30 minutes. Like, this is it. Life is here. Take it as it comes. Have the courage. Believe in yourself. Tell yourself, move. Use what you have and get moving. Is there any question? Is there any question? Is there any question? Because I believe you are such an inspiration, and we want to thank you so much for getting time to be with us. Also, for making sure that whatever it is that you've learned from others, you've shared with others so that they can get to also be courageous enough and take action so that they don't sit on the sideline and consider themselves victims of the circumstances. You didn't sit back to say that since I came from this area, since there's no water here, life will just continue like this. You said, I come from this place, it has some challenges, and I want to be one of the solution providers. And that made a huge difference, not only to your life, to your community, and to the people who believe in you. And because of that, it has created a lot of inspiration for people you might know and people you might not know. Because when you do a courageous thing, the people who are normally inspired could even be people you never even imagined. But just that believing in you has led others to believe also in themselves. I want to thank you for that. And I want to ask you my last question.
Yes.
What
yes.
should you tell your younger self?
Thank you. Thank you for this question. Actually, it's a question that made me like really reflect as I was preparing this and stuff. So, what I would tell my younger self is that yes, Ruth, like you're worthy, and as it's called, and Ruth, you're beautiful, and yeah, you're enough. I think that one really I think that one really defines me and stuff, because anyway, there's a part that I don't like really share, but I think I'll be sharing that in my book, because for me, like also growing up like from the village, again transitioning to the city, and that come to a city school, coming from I went through a lot of school bullying that actually really affected my self-esteem as I grew up. So at some point of my life, I really felt I wasn't really worthy. I didn't deserve like good things to happen and stuff. Yes. So I would say, yeah, I think just knowing that, yes, I am worthy and I'm enough and I'm beautiful. I think for me that way. And also the other one is that no is a statement. It's something that I've really come across, because sometimes I've also struggled with like people pleasing and always saying yes to stuff, and and the thing is that it will take out my energy. I'll be so drained. So the fact of also just coming to learn how to just say no, and just know, no is final, and it's a statement for me that means a lot. Like coming now from a person who just used to say yes to everything and prioritizing my time, so like I can find the work-life balance. For me, that has meant so much to me. So those, I think, are the two advices I would give to my younger self. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. It's interesting that you talk about bullying when you are younger, and it could have affected you. And I think also when you look at even the way we are socialized in society, sometimes without our knowledge, it can affect who we become and how we live our life. We might pose the question that, are we worthy? And it's good that you're sharing, you are able to overcome that and reassure yourself you're beautiful, you're worthy, you're enough. Because most of the times when we are not doing things, we are having those doubts, and we keep telling ourselves we are not enough. Let me prepare more. Let me prepare more. It's not enough. I'm not good enough. Let me prepare more. Let me go. You just keep asking yourself the same question and not even moving. Just keep asking instead of saying, where I am, I'm enough. Let me start where I am. And because you'll be growing, as even you keep on learning new, you'll have moved some steps. But without starting, you can never start, and you can stay in the same spot for the rest of your life. Thank you so much. I think that's, somebody's saying here, Sophia is saying, wow, Ruth, you have been so inspiring as young as you are. Please continue. Don't stop there. The sky is not even the limit. Wow. Yeah. Sophia is one of our speakers today. So I'm so glad to see that they have also been inspired. Like I said, all of us get inspired. It's not just the people who are on the side. We all get inspired, because when you hear somebody's story, then you get to get inspired, and surprised that, what, actually my issue is very small. I didn't have this big issue. My issue is very minor. It's just that I'm not serious with myself. I have not trusted who I am. And at the end of the day, it's about you saying that I am enough. And once you say you are enough, you begin to start moving. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for that. And let's stay with any other thing. We want to thank you for taking time to be with us and for sharing that inspiring story. I look forward to sharing the video on YouTube. And thank you. And to all the people you're mentoring, I hope they're seeing the work that you bring forth. And I hope that their life is also getting transformed by what you have shared, if that's what you're sharing with them, so that their life is different and so that they stop playing victim in the circumstances. Thank you.